Hello my friends, Ahsoka the Geek here, and for today's video, we're just going to take a look at some Brainiac figures. So I actually I put these figures together for a picture on Instagram, plug, which you can go and look at, but I thought while I had them displayed, why not talk about them? So these Brainiac figures are all from DC Direct. I actually think I have all of the DC Direct Brainiacs except the Alex Ross Justice Brainiac, which I just ordered, so I should probably have waited to do this video till I got that, but whatever. But anyway, let's talk about my Brainiac collection here. So first of all, I have this unopened Brainiac 13, which I saw at a comic book shop a little while ago, and I just couldn't pass up buying this unopened one. This is my favorite DC Direct figure, this Brainiac. The reason being manyfold. First of all, I love Brainiac in general as a character, love DC Direct as a brand, but I love this era of Brainiac. This is like when Y2K was happening at the turn of the century, when the year 2000 happened, and this was the year 2000 version of Brainiac, or not really. This is the Brainiac 13, which is from the future, but the storyline took place in the year 2000. So I remember in the comic book very vividly that he was actually computer generated in the comic book, and everyone else was just drawn, but he was computer generated. And I just think DC Direct did a fantastic job of translating this Brainiac to plastic. It just looks phenomenal. Probably because they had a 3D model of it, but that's why I love this figure so much. So that's why I have one that's in the package. But going back to these Brainiac figures, first, let's put a modern day figure next to them. So there is the Murder Machine from McFarlane Toys. I think that's the most like Brainiac looking Batman figure there is. And as you can see, he scales pretty nicely with all of these Brainiac figures, as he should, since he is a 7-inch figure and these are 7-inch figures as well. So he scales really nicely with all of them. So there's sort of a look, and man, I love the Murder Machine. This is one of my favorite Batman figures. It's just such a cool, like, New Gods, like Terminator, Brainiac design. His arm pops off very easily though, but you pop it right back on. So really just love this figure. But anyways, back to Brainiac. So let's just take a look at each one of these. So first of all, we have, I think this is Brainiac 5. This is the Legion of Superheroes Brainiac. Doesn't even have his Legion ring on, which is a bummer. But yeah, that's the Legion of Superheroes Brainiac. You know, he's the smallest of the bunch, but he's also the only noble Brainiac. He's a superhero. He is a good guy. So this is the good guy Brainiac. So there he is. They did a great job with this figure. Looks really nice. Looks like it stepped out of a Legion of Superheroes comic book. So super nice. Next we have the History of the DC Universe Brainiac. This is a more 80s, like 70s, 80s Brainiac. Really like the headpiece there. The face sculpt is fantastic. And I love the buck they used, or the body they used for all of these History of the DC Universe figures. It's a really nice figure. I love the colors. Love pink. I love the color pink, especially with the green and the black and the white. This figure just really pops, you know, and I just love the color scheme on this guy. All right, next we have I think this is the Crises Brainiac, if I'm not mistaken. Crisis of the Infinite Earths Brainiac. So this is more of a, I think, superpowers looking Brainiac, kind of what I remember from my childhood. Love the head, because it looks like his Brainiac ship that I used to see in the comic books quite a bit. And there's definitely more of a robotic, pure robot Brainiac figure, and he's awesome. Just love this design. It's the most design departure versus the other ones. All right, let's put him down over there. Next, we have the DC Essentials Brainiac. I love the Essentials line, but I will say that it's a little lacking because everything's just painted on. It's just a smooth figure, which is fine. I mean, the head has some actually sculpted pieces to it, so that's cool. Overall, I love this figure. It fits in great with the Essentials line. Problem is, right over here, you have the Gary Frank World of Krypton, I think, Brainiac, which is, similar design, but man, look how much cooler this figure is just because of the sculpting, the colors, the texture of the figure versus this one, you know? And it's just, they're basically almost the same costume design, but you can just see how different DC Direct used to be before they had to sort of go to a more, you know, general body type, a less sculpted body type, and it definitely shows. I still like this figure a lot. Love this figure, actually, but this Gary Frank Brainiac is my second favorite Brainiac next to the Brainiac 13. Just the head sculpt is fantastic. Looks like a Gary Frank piece of art, you know. Again, the texture, the sculpting, oh, everything on this figure. And I just love the evolution of the Brainiac costume, because if you look at it from this one, it still has the pink, like the old OG version or the classic version. So we just love how they've continued that. And then finally, we have the Brainiac 13, which I just showed you in the packaging, but here he is outside of the packaging. So yeah, just look at the detailing of this figure, the sculpting of this figure. And again, I might just be biased because I was reading Superman at the time this figure was released, and I have a lot of love for that storyline and this Brainiac character in general. But yeah, this is my favorite Brainiac figure. So he looks amazing. So I'm definitely, you know, very excited to hopefully get something from McFarlane Toys eventually. I'm sure they'll get around to doing a Brainiac figure. Really would love to see them do something. I would love to see an Injustice 2 Brainiac figure, actually, so that would be awesome. But Brainiac 13 is next to Murder Machine, just kind of give you another size comparison there. But I guess that's about it, guys. So this was just my little love letter to some Brainiac figures. All of these Brainiac figures are still available on eBay or Mercari. I don't think any of them are crazy ridiculous in price that I'm aware of. So I think you could still actually get these pretty easily if you wanted to. And yeah, really curious to see in the comments which Brainiac figure is your favorite. Let me know. And thanks for watching this video, and have a great day.